Hi friends, welcome to this video discussion on current affairs, politics and economy. We're glad that you like these sessions. As is the case, we work on your feedback. We'll try and bring as much as possible. One of you had suggested that we discuss China, we discuss India's foreign relations, bilateral relations, and all that. We will do that. In the sessions to come, we will definitely do that. We'll pick one of these sessions for a discussion on China's economy. We'll also look at a comprehensive view of India's economy. So we'll try and bring in foreign affairs. We'll try and bring in India's relationship with the world, around. And whenever a question comes up, like that focuses on a foreign country, the conflict there, or some important developments there, we'll discuss that as well. In fact, these are my favorite areas. So I'm glad that your feedback suggests that we discuss this. So let's get on with the business of discussing today's set of questions. And importantly, guys, take notes, my friends. Thank you. Please take as much notes as you can. Okay, here is the first question. What does it read like? What is the lock-in period for investments? Well, the answer is there. This is a specified period. Now, what is a specified period? The period varies between, investments. See, you buy, let's say you invest in scheme A, some kind of investment. I'll come to a specific one. Let's say you invest in specific scheme A or investment A. Now, often investment A might not have any kind of lock-in period. That is, you can buy and sell as you want. Okay, it's like gold. You buy, sell. You buy shares and sell. But sometimes there is a lock-in period. So you invest in scheme A, investment A. There is no lock-in period. That is, you could buy and sell as you like. But there is asset B, investment B, which says that you buy. Let's say for 1 year there will be lock-in. That is, for 1 year you cannot sell. Once you purchase, you cannot sell that. So it's a lock-in. You're locked into that investment for that specific period of time. Now this varies. Like for example, in the case of mutual funds, this is most often seen in mutual funds. In mutual funds, you have this equity linked savings scheme, ELSS. Equity linked savings scheme. You could write this equity, EQUITY, equity linked, LINKED, linked savings scheme, equity linked savings scheme. Now, this has a lock-in period of 3 years. Why? Because, well, there are multiple reasons for this. One of the reasons is that there is tax break for this. So it's like it comes under 80 section 80C. That is, it's pretty much like your insurance premium and everything. So once you invest here, you let's say you invest 40,000 rupees in a mutual fund scheme of ELSS scheme of mutual fund A. Now you cannot sell this for 3 years. So in a mutual fund ELSS, there is a 3-year lock-in period. आप आज खरीदते हैं, अगले 3 साल तक आप उसको बेच नहीं सकते. In fact, you cannot sell. That's it. It's locked in. But then sometimes it happens in shares as well. Now it happened recently. It happened in the case of Yes Bank. Most people do not know, but people who have invested there would know this. ELSS, not ELSS, there is a lock-in period. See, after S Bank went through a crisis, the SBI jumped in. The RBI brought SBI into the crisis, and SBI said, "Okay, guys, so we will buy 49% of S Bank." So they kind of brought in a lot of capital. They kind of owned. Now they are the majority owners. Now, what happened was, they said that after SEBI jumped in, and now SEBI, as controls the stock market, the capital market, and all. The Securities and Exchange Board of India jumped in and said, investors who have bought S Bank shares after March 13th or something, let's say March 13th, cannot, they had bought this. Investors who have bought shares before S Bank shares before March 13th cannot sell them. Cannot sell them for the next 3 years. You understand that? It's pretty much like ELSS now. So those who had bought shares of S Bank you know, before March 13th, cannot sell them for the next 3 years. But those who bought them after March 13th can sell them. You understand that? So this is a very different line of lock-in period. It's not for all investors. It is only for those who have bought shares of S Bank before a specified date. And this is, remember, this is only for the case in the case of S Bank. It's not applicable to all the companies actually. Okay. So this is what lock-in is basically. And see, you could also look at it in a very different way. If you're looking at, let's say, buying insurance, most of you would be writing exams, and I believe that you will be below 25 or just around that age, above 22. Let's say you are above 20 years. You're 20 and above. Now, it's always good to be told that you are younger, you are, your age is very low. But really remember that it's good to grow old. It's good to grow old. There's no point in dying young. It's good to have fun. When you grow old, you have a lot more responsibility, because with age, as growing up brings a lot of learning, both academic and non-academic. Now you will learn, you will build a career, you learn money, you will control your finances, you control your life, your preferences, your likes, your spendings, everything. So it's good to grow old, guys. Okay. Now, somewhere I read that birthdays are good for health. The statistics show that people who have the most birthday live the longest. It's actually true, no? Yeah. So anyway, after a bad joke, let's look at something like insurance. People say you should buy insurance, for a longer term. So let's say you are 23 years old today. 23. I will just take an example. 23 years old. Now, if you want to buy insurance, you should always buy insurance what is called term insurance, risk insurance, because at a young age you should try to cover yourself as big a cover and for longer term as is possible. Let's say you take the cover for 45 years. Okay, so that will be 23 years and 45 years, 68 years. Till 68 years you are covered. Now, what will be the premium? Your premium will be determinant of your age. What's your age? 23. At this age, the probability of death is very low. That's how insurance works. Let's understand this. Okay, so it works on probability. The probability of death or any kind of risk is very low, so the premium is low. The premium is low. So let's say the premium is 2,000 rupees now. For the next 45 years, you will pay only 2,000 rupees for X amount of insurance cover. That's a lock-in period. The premium is locked into a small number. It's a good thing to take a large cover at a young age. It's always a good thing. Never take it for a shorter term, always take it for a longer term. So fixed deposit is another type of lock-in. You can lock in your investment. So if you have a 4-year FD, it's locked for 4 years. You can withdraw it, of course, but there is, in the very beginning, you agree to a lock-in. You agree to a lock-in. So it's a 1-year FD, 45-day FD, 6-month FD, whatever the number is, whatever the period is, there's a lock-in. Okay. In the case of FD, it can be broken, but in the case of ELSS, Equity Linked Savings Scheme, you cannot break it. You cannot break it. So that's a specified, period during which you cannot typically sell your assets. Okay, you are holding. So that's a lock-in period. From here, this is very easy. In fact, I'll tell you what, there should not be a space here between K-N. Remember, between hyphens, there should not be any space. ओके हम क्या देखिए यहाँ पे स्पेस नहीं था, तो ये कुछ गड़बड़ होगी यहाँ पे, कोई बात नहीं, होता है. तो देखते हैं आगे. Before I discuss this question, I want to tell you something. Whenever you write, especially your exam as descriptive test, remember one thing: when you put a comma or any kind of punctuation symbol, there should be no space between the last letter and the punctuation symbol. You look at this word Huthi. What's the last letter? I. After I, no space but a comma. So the punctuation symbol should follow immediately after the last letter. But once you put a punctuation symbol, in most cases, especially question mark, colon, semicolon, in all this, there should be one character space. देखिए यहाँ पे एक अक्षर का space है यहाँ. There should be one character space. Okay, guys. I'm an editor, so my job is to make sure that things are right. Okay. Houthi, a rebel group, is active in, well, there I put a map here, and of course there is another slide here. Yeah, I'll bring in a little more than the usual stuff today. This is with regard to your feedback. Okay, guys. So we will try and bring in feedback as well. Use your feedback. So what does it? Who are these Houthi and all that, and why are we discussing this basically? Because what is happening here is impacting a large part of the world. It's impacting the politics in Saudi Arabia, and what's impacting Saudi Arabia is impacting this entire region, and what's impacting this region impacts the world, my friends. That's the kind of world we live in. So what is this Yemen? You look at this. This is a very small country. About 5.27 lakh square kilometers. That would be about 13-14% of India's area. Okay, I want you to know that this is a predominantly Arab country. Arabs, listen to this, okay, carefully. Arabs live here, this part, Arabian Peninsula. The Persians, they live in Iran. The Turk, they live in Central Asia. This region is all Turk, this area, this entire area, okay. So historically the Arabs have believed that they are the true Muslims. Look, I will tell you in the beginning itself, I have no personal view on this particular thing. I'll tell you things as they are, okay. And as you know that all these sessions I have always been very objective. I don't care about whether they are killing each other or not. I'm only going to tell you a story, okay guys. And we are here to learn it without a bias, without any prejudice. We're students of learning. So historically the Arabs have always looked down on Turks and Iranians because they believe that these are the converts. These are not the true Muslims. These are the true Muslims. This is to whom the religion was revealed. Okay, Islam was revealed. So Saudi Arabia is, you see this here, a very large country. Saudi Arabia is a pretty large country, and this country sees itself as not just a regional power but also a Muslim superpower, okay, an Islamic superpower. Now, the problem here is this: in this country, Yemen, there is this militant group terrorist group called Houthi, Houthi. This is predominantly a Shia Muslim group, a Shia Muslim group. In Islam, there are two major sects. There are a lot of them, but two major ones. Okay, one is Sunni, the other is Shia. We're going to spend the next 7 to 10 minutes on this. Okay, so that you have a good idea. Listen, then I'll bring in synopsis. Then I'll tell you what to write. Okay, otherwise you could listen to this again and write. No harm. So you have Shia Muslims and Sunni Muslims. Sunnis comprise a majority of the world's Muslims. In fact, about 80% of world's Muslims practice Sunni Islam. In India also we have the predominantly we have Sunni Islam followers. The biggest Sunni Islamic country in the world is Indonesia and then Pakistan. But when it comes to Iran, it's the world's most powerful Shia country. The largest group of Shia, Muslims live in Iran. So Saudi Arabia is the world's most powerful Sunni Muslim country, not the populous one. What is it? Powerful country. Paisa. There's a lot of paisa here. 2, Iran. Iran is the world's most powerful and populous Shia Islam country. Historically, Sunnis and Shias have not got along well. They regard each other as not true Muslims. I don't know why, but that's how the story is. Maybe if I know also, I won't tell you right now. It's a long story. You see this here. All these are Sunni Muslim countries. These are all Sunni Muslim countries. Predominantly, these people here practice Sunni Islam. Iranians practice Shia Islam. 68% of Iraqi population is Shia Islam. 68%. That's about 2/3. Iraq, you have Syria here. You see this Syria green here? Yeah. This Syria, is predominantly Sunni. About 74% of the country's population is Sunni, 74%. But the ruler is a Shia. Bashar al-Assad, as you know, is the president here, is a Sunni. So Iran supports the Iraqi government, the Syrian president, and to a large extent Lebanon. Lebanon has a major militant group called Hezbollah. It's called Hezbollah. Hezbollah. Hezbollah is a Shia militant group, though it's banned in most countries in the world. We are not really bothered about whether it should be banned or not, but it's a Shia Muslim rebel group, okay, and it's a very big political party in Lebanon. So they control the political leanings also. So you look at the Iranian influence, the entire arc here, this one, complete arc, okay. Now the Saudis believe that Iran is supporting the Houthi rebels. They are supporting the Houthi rebels are being supported by Iran to capture power here in Yemen. Now, Saudis believe that if Iran could get the Houthis into a powerful position here to run the country, they would have the Shia Muslims in their backyard, which is not good for the power that's wielded by Saudi Arabia. So it's more of a power struggle than religion. Religion is important here. Sect is Islam. Sect is important, but much more important is the power struggle. Okay. Now I want you to write 2-3 things, and then I'll take you forward on this. Okay. I'll bring you to Yemen now directly. So you could write Saudi Arabia dash Sunni Muslim nation, Sunni Muslim nation dash Crown Prince, what's his name? Mohammed bin Salman. His name is Muhammad, and he's the son of King Salman, the current Raja of Saudi Arabia. It's an absolute democracy, absolute monarchy. Okay, complete despotic power. Okay, now you look at now Iran. Next slide. Iran dash Shia democracy, Shia clerical democracy, clerical, CLERICAL, clerical. More or less, it's run by mullahs. Okay, that's what they are called in that country. Forget us. So, clerical democracy dash Hassan Rouhani, Hassan HASSAN, Hassan Rouhani, 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 Hassan Rouhani. He's a president. Okay. Now, the supreme leader of Iran is a guy called Ayatollah Khamenei. You could write that also. Dash Ayatollah, AYATOLLAH, Ayatollah Khamenei, KHANENEI, Khamenei. Ayatollah Khamenei, in brackets, spiritual and most important leader in Iran. Most important leader in Iran. He is the head of the country. So, next point, right? In Yemen, just right, Yemen, YEMEN, Yemen dash predominantly Sunni dash, we'll write the president's name, okay? Abdrabu, ABD, I repeat, ABDRABU, BBUH, Abdrabu, Abdrabu. Mansur, 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 Abdrabu, Mansur. Hadi, 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 Abdrabu, Mansur, Hadi. He is a president. Okay. Now, below that, right? Underline Yemen. Okay. Put a down arrow, right? Houthi, 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 Houthi. Houthi, okay, dash a Shia militant group, comma, allegedly supported by, allegedly, ALLEGEDLY, allegedly supported by Iran. Now, you wrote Houthi, that's point 1. Point 2, one of the poorest countries in the world, one of the most poorest countries in the world, one of the world's most poorest countries. Desperately poor, my friends. Desperately poor. The people here live in some other world. Yeah. So, I want you to know one more thing here. These Houthis want to capture power in Yemen. Saudi Arabia cannot tolerate this. So, Saudi Arabia from 2011 has been supporting the rebel group, has been supporting the government there. Earlier, there was a president, before Mansour, there was a guy called Ali Abdullah Saleh. Don't worry. Ali Abdullah Saleh, S-A-L-E-H. Some people also call him Saleh. Ali Abdullah Saleh. He held power for a long time. Later, he was killed by a sniper. Yeah? One gunman killed him. And today, Mansour is ahead. Mansour is backed by Saudi Arabia. Okay, you could write Mansour, drag an arrow. This is not way to, see this. I write like this. I don't write in paragraph. Always drag arrows like this. Okay, you look at this one particular thing, you drag arrows like this. Always drag arrows. That helps you create a mental picture. अगर आपको याद रखना कुछ, अगर बहुत अच्छी तरह से समझना है, आपको कभी भी पैराग्राफ में नहीं लिखना है. आपको एरोस हैं, हाइफन्स हैं, लॉन्ग डैशेस हैं, ऐसे लिखना है. आपको पिक्चर क्रिएट करना, जैसे मैप है आपको. अगर मैप नहीं होता, इफ आई डिडंट हैव अ मैप हियर, व्हाट वुड हैव हैपेंड? You would have understood, okay, Yemen is somewhere kind of thing. But now you know that, look at this. This is Pakistan, brown, Pakistan, Afghanistan. Pakistan ke baad mein India. It's not very far. Yeah. Not very far. You see, this is the Red Sea. It's a very, very important area for shipping and all that. So this is an extremely important place, my friends. That's why I'm spending time. So, we kind of were looking at, we just mentioned that it's one of the, a very, very poor country. Now, one thing you could write is that Houthis, supported by, Iran, want to capture power. Dash. If they succeed, SUCCEED, if they succeed, comma, there would be a Shia power. Right on the borders of Saudi Arabia. I don't know what's happening. Right on the borders of Saudi Arabia. So, today, Abd Mansour does not, you see, this is it. You see this entire area is controlled by the government. You together? This color, this is Saudi Arabia, my friends. Okay. इस बॉर्डर ये ओमान है यहाँ पे ये लाइन है और यहाँ पे देखिए आप this area. Okay. This is Yemen. This in pink, light pink, is controlled by the the Yemeni government led by Mansour. Okay. You see this in green here. This is led by the Houthi rebels. In this part, there is an area called Sana'a. There is a city called Sana'a. S-A-N-A-A. That's the capital of Yemen. Yemen की राजधानी है Sana'a. S-A-N-A-A. Okay. But आज किसके हाथ में है? Houthis के हाथ में है. यहाँ पे, you see this here at this point. You can see this here at this bottom here. You can see this here. This is called Aden or Aden, A-D-E-N, Aden or Aden. This one here, यहाँ पे. This is controlled by, the government. It's controlled by the government. So this is more or less now in the hands of Mansour. This is now taken as the capital, basically. That's it, nothing else. You see, this is Al-Ansar, Al-Sharia and Al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula. ये भी है यहाँ पे. यहाँ ये देखिए यहाँ पे ये जो छोटे-छोटे कस्बे हैं यहाँ पे. This is entirely owned by them, controlled by them. So in pockets of Yemen, there is a control of terrorists also. So they've been fighting, massive fighting. The Saudi Arabians have used extraordinary force against the Houthi rebels. The Houthi rebels, mind you, are fighting for a slice of power or for power itself to control one of the world's poorest countries. Extremely poor. But the Saudis are using extraordinary power. They are dropping bombs, big bombs from Saudi Air Force. Most of this are funded by these weapons. They come from Germany, France, UK, and America. In March 2020, American government, American Senate, the upper house, they passed a resolution asking the United States to withdraw support to the Saudi Arabians in this war. But President Donald Trump, he vetoed that. And he said, no, the Saudis are important to us. The Iranians back Houthis. We hate the Iranians. We regard the Iranians as enemy. So obviously, the Houthis are also our enemy. And a friend's enemy is our enemy. That's the logic here. Yeah, friend is Saudi Arabia, friend's enemy is Houthi. Houthi, if it's enemy of the Houthis are enemies of Saudi Arabia, automatically become the enemies of, America. This war has led to deaths of thousands of Yemeni. There is utter starvation, great disease, great disease proliferation. I mean, cholera outbreak last year, there was a cholera outbreak, and you know how it broke? The Saudis are deliberately targeting hospitals, sewage and sanitation facilities. They destroy sanitation pipelines, drainage, something. They destroy them. Now there is sanitation, there is sewage everywhere. And what happens when sewage everywhere? There is disease. Last year, Yemen saw the worst cholera outbreak in last 100 years of global history. Just imagine that. For what? To control a dirt poor country. But to ensure, for Saudis, it's not to ensure that the Iranians don't control this country through the Houthis. Now, I want you to understand one thing here. How have the Saudis declared a ceasefire? Recently, the Saudis declared ceasefire. For ages, the world has asked the Saudis to declare a ceasefire, to stop fighting in Yemen. They said, no, we will not stop. Ramadan, they said, please stop. Saudis said, no Ramadan, nothing, fighting shall happen. Now the Saudis have stopped. You know the reason? Oil prices. The oil prices have crashed. They are more or less, they went negative, now they are okay. But they are in a very, very bad shape. So Saudi Arabia is the world's largest exporter of oil, isn't getting money, enough money to fund its wars in Yemen and elsewhere, especially Yemen. So it declared a ceasefire. See this? International oil prices have forced the hand of the Saudis to declare a ceasefire. No country in the world could force the Saudis, but Paisa, international commerce, oil prices have forced the Saudis. So this is how the world is working, my friends. Unfortunately, the Saudis have been killing Muslims. They are generally most of the Muslims they have killed are Sunni Muslims, not even Shia Muslims, who they don't claim to like. That's how the story is. So that's the story, my friends, and I believe that now you would know that the Houthis have not accepted the ceasefire of Saudi Arabians. See this, the Houthis have an upper hand. Now they want to expand. The Saudis can't come in. Now they want to ensure that the Saudi-backed government forces in these areas are thrown out and the Houthis control the entire country. But this is all, it's a deserted place. It's a mountainous terrain and extremely poor. One of the three most hunger-prone countries in the world. The world's most dangerous place for women. The most number of children die here. Yeah, it's a very bad place. और वैसे मैं आपको बताता हूँ एक छोटी सी बात before I go here. You see this is Aden, A-D-E-N, Aden, yeah, Aden. This is the place where Dhirubhai Ambani worked before he became an industrialist. Yes. He used to work here in a petrol pump. In a petrol pump, he used to work as an attendant. And he collected enough money. He came back to India in 55, if I'm not wrong, 1955. Then started a trading company. Reliance was a trading company. कपड़े की खरीदारी बिक्री करते थे पहले. Or I think in one of those previous sessions I had mentioned that the European powers had to take a U-turn whole through Africa, but now what they did later in 1867-69 is they dug a canal here and they connected the Red Sea with the Mediterranean Sea. That's it. See this? Here, Suez Canal. This is a Suez Canal, my friends. By the way, this is called Red Sea because this is there is a kind of an algae that's found in the water that gives the color red. ऊपर से देखते हैं तो पानी लाल दिखता है, इसलिए इसको लाल Red Sea कहते हैं. Red Sea. So this is Somalia, one of the world's most dangerous countries, and Yemen and Saudi Arabia are two of the most dangerous countries in the world. See, this is यहाँ पे आप अगर आप एक फिल्म देखें Captain Phillips, it's a true story. Captain Phillips starring Tom Hanks. It's a story of a pirate attack here in this area. बहुत से फिल्में हैं, watch, you will have fun. I watch them all the time. So now you know a little about Yemen. Which of the following are the major products of Security Printing and Minting Corporation? Security Printing and Minting Corporation, SPMCIL. Security Printing and Minting Corporation of India Limited. All of them are the products. So एक काम करते हैं, इनके units कहाँ पे आप लिखिए please. Please write SPMCIL. SPMCIL dash. Underline that. First one, India Government Mints dash Calcutta. चार जगहों पे एक ही साथ लिख देते हैं. ओके, पूरा का नाम, all of them are called India Government Mints. So 4 different places. Dash Kolkata, Noida, Mumbai, and Hyderabad. So Calcutta, Mumbai, Noida, and Hyderabad. Next, right? Currency. Next point. Currency note press. Yes, currency note press. I'll write this. Currency note press. Dash Nasik. You know this place, Nasik. We discussed this in the past. Nasik is in Maharashtra. Next, bank note press, comma, Devas, Dewas, which is in Madhya Pradesh. Next, India Security Press. Nasik. Again Nasik. Next, Security Printing Press. Security Printing Press dash Hyderabad. Last one, Security Paper Mill dash Hoshangabad. HOSHANGABAD. होशंगाबाद मध्य प्रदेश। ये देखिए मैं आपको दिखाता हूँ सभी। I took this from the website of SPMCIL. See this, एक बार थोड़ा देखते हैं। आइए चलते हैं यहाँ पे इनके रास्ते पे चलते हैं। 18th century minting of coins started. I'm reading it because the font is very small. Okay, minting of coins started at Calcutta Mint. In 1790, modern machinery was brought from England, and second mint was established. Bronze, silver, and gold coins are getting minted from these mints. Wow, the British did that. 1915, the British sovereign coins were minted during 1918. The mint in Mumbai was declared as branch of Royal Mint of London. So they used to, the Bombay branch of SPMCIL or Bombay Mint used to mint coins for the London Mint. By the way, do you know that at one point Isaac Newton, the great scientist, was the head of the London Mint. एक जमाने में भी नहीं. Okay, ठीक है. So फिर 1925, see 1915 was the first World War. Please remember that. 1914 to 18 was the first World War. So 1925, printing of postal stationery and stamps started in Nasik. 1928, printing of currency banknotes. Again, after printing postal stationery, within 3 years they started printing currency notes. Various security products. You look at it. Hoshangabad, कब extra? उसके पहले देखिए अब 1962. That's a year of war with China. Rupee 1 printing started at new location. 67 में देखिए, a security paper manufacturing mill was commissioned at Hoshangabad. So the one we wrote last, security paper mill was in Hoshangabad, came up in 1967. Okay. 74, a new press was established with Devas. Okay. एक पिक्चर मुझे दिखा तो मैंने स्क्रीनशॉट लिया और आपके यहाँ पे I thought it would help. So I love pictures. They can tell you a lot of things. 82, first security printing press established by the Government of India at Hyderabad. Yes, nice. Because it's pretty close to where I am actually. IGM Noida started regular. India government mint 88 started in Noida started. Okay, before that 80 में आप देखिए. Printing of all currency notes also shifted to new location in Hyderabad. In Nasik. Then 97, you see this. IGM, there is, there are 2 IGMs actually. Technically in Hyderabad there are 2 units. IGM के 2 यूनिट है, एक है चरलपल्ली और एक है सैफाबाद. Saifabad is pretty close to where we are, our office, time head office, and Charlapalli is slightly a little away from where we are. Charlapalli is famous for its jail, central jail. काफ़ी, हैदराबाद में 2 यूनिट है, इंडियन गवर्नमेंट मिंट्स के 2 यूनिट्स हैं, कॉइन्स जहाँ मिंट होती है. Last 2006, ink factory took up the challenge to develop the quick set intaglio inks in house. Okay, मैं आपको एक बात बताता हूँ. ये तो सब ठीक है. Election ink, we have this indelible ink. It's called indelible, that which cannot be erased. Okay, so that which cannot be diluted. So that ink, indelible ink, comes from a place called Mysore Varnish and Paints Company. What is that? Mysore Varnish, VARNISH, Varnish and Paints Company. It's there in Karnataka, actually, Mysore. Yeah, Mysore Varnish and Paints Company. So I just wanted to bring you a Jota story. So if you visit these store websites, you will get a lot of good things. See, to be honest with you guys, I've never thought this. So when I visit these websites, I get authentic stuff, and whenever I get something really nice, I try and bring it this to you so that you have a view here. That's what teachers do, isn't it? So next one, which UN body has partnered with Atal Innovation Mission and Niti Aayog to jointly launch Youth Co Lab to accelerate youth-led social entrepreneurship. Why youth-led social entrepreneurship? Because youth comprise a large section of the global population, and these are the people who can drive innovation, who can drive economic development, you can help realize sustainable development goals. That's objective of this. To UNDP, United Nations Development Program, monitors the pace of sustainable development goals. एक काम कर सकते हैं आप, लिखिए UNDP डैश एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर कौन है इसके एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर? UNDP के एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर हैं ACHIM Steiner STEINER ACHIM Steiner in brackets Brazil. So the idea is to ensure that young people come forward to realize, to make the realization of sustainable development goals that much closer. We know about all these organizations, so we will not discuss this. But these days, the choice 5 is a WHO is in news for all the wrong reasons, isn't it? Yeah. The International Astronomical Union has named a minor planet after a great classical Indian vocalist musician. Name him पंडित जसराज, संगीत मार्तंड पंडित जसराज. उनका नाम ही है संगीत मार्तंड जसराज, पंडित जसराज. Yes, he's still around and extraordinary man. He received the Padma Vibhushan in year 2000. भीमसेन जोशी, भारत रत्न, कुमार गंधर्व. इनका एक्चुअल नाम आप लिखना चाहते हैं तो मैं बताता हूँ आपको. लिखिए कुमार गंधर्व, शिवपुत्र, राइट, शिवपुत्र, सिद्धरामय्य, शिवपुत्र सिद्धरामय्य, कोमलिकांत, KOMALIKANTH, कोमलिकांत, शिवपुत्र Siddharamaya Komalikant. That is Kumar Gandharva. Gandharva, as you know, is the more or less the yaksha of music. So all these are vocalists, all classic Hindustani music vocalists. I don't know, but if you have an inclination, please listen. It's good to listen to calm your mind, especially with all the stress around. It's good to listen to such stuff. Which planet has the most number of moons? Oh boy, there's always a battle between Jupiter and Saturn. But if you go to nasa.gov, and this is one of my favorite websites, NASA app on the phone is very good. The planet that has most number of moons is Saturn. As of today, as of August 2019, it is 82 moons. Saturn has 82 moons by our sea. 82. Jupiter has 79 moons as of today. 79. And you want to write a little one thing about Saturn? You please write this. Saturn dash. Named after Roman god of agriculture, and wealth. Roman god of agriculture and wealth. Okay, this is the reason, my friends. The symbol of Saturn. All planets have symbols. The symbol of Saturn is a sickle. क्या बोलते हैं इसको? It's an agriculture tool. I don't know the Hindi word for it. Never bothered to know actually. So it has 82 moons as of today. ठीक है? और is there anything that you should know? Not much actually. See, there are 8 planets we know. Yes, 4 are terrestrial. The first 4 are terrestrial: Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. These are called terrestrial. You could see this. Okay, land and all. The next 4: Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune are what are called gaseous planet or gas planets. Gas planets. Okay. It's all full of gas, and we don't really know what exactly is inside, because scientists are still trying to decipher. Look, when some book says that this is what Jupiter is, I don't believe that, because some other source will tell me something else. So they are still exploring. There are a lot to explore. We know nothing actually. Earth, humans know nothing, next to nothing. So in any case, that's a little about Saturn. Just 1 or 2 odd lines about Saturn. Okay. Next, where do we go? Books. For the first time, a part of the original manuscript of Epic. देखिए आप कैसे वर्ड्स को समझ सकते हैं. प्लीज लर्न इंग्लिश, ऑल ऑफ यू माय फ्रेंड्स. हिंदी मीडियम हो, तेलुगु मीडियम हो, मलयालम मीडियम हो, we all got to be learning English. English is a language that will help open doors, my friends. It's good you and I are proficient, experts in our native language. लेकिन वैसे तो सभी आते हैं. जिसको पढ़ाई नहीं आती है, अगर उनकी मातृभाषा आप हैं, you have had access to some English medium instruction, or your neighbor, who's not read, who's illiterate, you and the person can speak the same language. Where's the difference? So you should speak a language that helps you progress faster, helps you build a better future. Please know that language is English. Okay. Best way is to read every day. I am a great believer in reading. Without having read this, I would not have known a little about planets. I'm going to bring a little more about planets. But ये देखिए, आप यहाँ पे देखिए किसको आप कैसे समझ सकते हैं. You look at the word manuscript. Man means hand. Okay, हाथ. Script means लिखना. Anything that is written by hand is called manuscript. कैसे समझ सकते हैं? It is our job, my friends, to learn things that will help us build a better future. Okay, and English, as I told you, is a great language to learn, and it's okay to make mistakes. It's not your mother tongue. See, if you are a Gujarati and you're learning to speak in Bengali, will you make mistakes? Yes. So is the case with English. I'm pretty cool about making mistakes. It's okay to make mistakes. We all do. In fact, that's the way to learn. Okay, like for example, you look at this guy, Leo Tolstoy. Leo Tolstoy wrote many novels, and the most famous of his novels, there are 2 of his famous novels. One is War and Peace, the other is Anna Karenina. जो एक किताब है, War and Peace, it's considered one of the longest novels in the English language. The edition I have, maybe one of these days I'll show you. Basically, the edition I have has about 1300 pages or so. I read it long back. 1300 pages or so. It's a very fat book. Okay, and that is when the font is small. This book tells you the story of the Russian Romanov dynasty. Romanov, R-O-M-A-N-O-V. R-O-M-A-N-A-V. Sometimes you will find N-O-V. No problem, both are fine. Romanov. V तो जब V से एंड होता है वर्ड रशियन में, तो F से प्रोनाउंस होता है. ठीक है. The Russian Romanov dynasty ruled that part of the world for a long time. This guy tells us a story of those guys. It's sometimes a little boring, but if you're a history buff, great story. But very long, super long. So, for the first time, a part of the original manuscript of the epic War and Peace has been unveiled in Geneva, Switzerland. The novel is written by Leo Tolstoy. He had a great influence on Mahatma Gandhi. Have you heard of these guys? George Bernard Shaw, Eliot, Dostoevsky, and Ingalls, or you can say Angels, no harm. George Bernard Shaw, you could write. He was a socialist, a British socialist. He was a writer, a playwright. He wrote this book, The Apple Cart. The Apple Cart. Applecart. Applecart. Apple Cart. He was very arrogant, very, very arrogant man. What governed him? He had a great belief in socialism and all that. Most socialists are idealists, isn't it? George Eliot. George Eliot. She, not he. That is a pen name. George Eliot was a pen name of a person named Mary, M-A-R-Y. Mary Anne, Mary Ann Evans, E-V-A-N-S. E-V-A-N-S. Mary Ann Evans. Mary Ann Evans. Okay. And she's dead. She lived in the 19th century. You could write 1 hour works. She wrote with this pen. Middlemarch. M-I-D-D. I repeat. M-I-D-D-L-E-M-A-R-C-H. Middlemarch. See, I haven't read the book, but I can tell you that I've read the reviews, and it's said to be one of the greatest novels in the English language. It's considered the greatest. Some people say it's the greatest novel. Okay. Dostoevsky. Crime and Punishment. That's a book. Crime and Punishment. There are plenty of his books. Crime and Punishment. C-R-I-M-E. Crime and Punishment. Or Ingalls, you could say he's the author of Communist Manifesto. Karl Marx came, friend, and together they wrote all that stuff. Communist Manifesto. Father of communism, my friends. One of the fathers of communism, not the father. Very boring characters. Okay, you can't really go with all that stuff. No, I have all these books. See, I am a teacher. I won't tell you anything that I haven't read, but I will tell you something. Angels is not easy to read. Very, very difficult to read. One of these days I will show you the book. It's a very fat book I have. Very boring. What is the rank of India? Hey, I told you, I asked you to read English. What do you read basically? You read comics. Comics पढ़िए आप. कैसे comics? कैसे? You will read English में. Tinkle, Chanda Mama, Gokulam, Champak. Yeah, whatever you can put your hands on. Whatever comics, okay? Some comic, pull it out, read the story. When you read, look, there are some parts you don't understand, some parts you understand. But generally comics we understand. Why comics? Comics, because comics have stories. Stories have characters. Characters have conversations, isn't it? Conversational English is what we are looking at. When you and I meet, how do we strike a conversation? How do we communicate our ideas? That's what we get to know, get to learn through comics. If in a comic you find characters like one character speaking to the other, how do you do today? How are you feeling today? How are you feeling today, Ramesh? Well, not so okay, Anju. Not quite fine, Anju. Like this. This is the kind of language that will come. This is where we could be different. Yeah? So use comics. I love comics. Why I am saying this? See, why as a teacher, my friend? See, no teacher, no person has become great. No person, I'm not saying I'm great, I'm saying no person has learned anything without reading. If you had seen, there are photographs of his writings about his learnings from other great men. You will see that they had read extensively. काफी पढ़ाई की तभी ये सब कुछ लिखा है. Without knowledge of history, how could he have written this War and Peace? Tell me that. That to such a fat book. So it's good to read, my friends. What's the rank of India on the 2019 Global Hunger Index out of 117 countries with a score of 30.3? That's on 100, man. The answer is there. We are pretty poor. Not to see. As I told you in the past, you should be quite skeptical of all these things. Most of these indexes are, I know things are bad in India. There is a lot of poverty, but it is not as bad as these indexes make it out. Because to a large extent, all these surveys are based on NGOs. Okay, on the NGOs. Most of these NGOs get funds from outside India, and today there is a greater scrutiny of these NGO sources of funds. Okay, and failing, because of which they have gone against the government in many ways. See, I'm not a BJP guy, I'm not a Congress guy, I'm not a communist guy. What I'm saying is, you should be very skeptical of these rankings. Okay, we have poor people, no doubt. We are the largest number of poor people in the world, but the hunger index is very, very different from, like, for example, you see this. I have a picture. You see this is extremely alarming. 50, more than 50. What is it? This is Central African Republic. The world's out of 117 countries, this has rank 117. You could write. See, countries without hunger or almost no hunger, very lower, less than this. There are plenty of them, so you don't have to even remember them. Okay, but if you look at the countries without what we say, with a lot of hunger, you should look at ranks 117, 116, 115. Teen Desh. Okay, look at this. 117 out of 117 countries, 117. Central African Republic. Central African Republic. Oh, it is a dictatorship. Very poor conditions, members. Extremely poor conditions. I've been following this for some time. Very poor. Very, very poor. 117. Then 116. 116. We just been to this country. What is that country? Yemen. You see this. Yemen. Y-E-M-E-N. Yemen. 116. Next, you see this big country here above CAR, ERA, EDESH. Yeah, what is this country? This is Chad, C-H-A-D, Chad, C-H-A-D, Chad. Okay, so bottom three, Central African Republic, 117, 116 is Yemen, 115 is what is that? Chad, C-H-A-D. फिर आते हैं यहाँ पे एक और मेडागास्कर है, यहाँ पे जिम्बाब्वे है, but okay, keep them out. Bottom three we look. So you look at this. They are clubbing us with countries like Sub-Saharan, all these countries. No, not at all, my friends. Not true. So we shouldn't buy every kind of thing, my friends. We shouldn't buy all these things. There's a lot of hunger in large parts of the world, and yes, in India there is hunger, but the kind of scenario they show is very skeptical, very, very skeptical. Hemant Soren is the chief minister of, yes, of course we all know this guy is the chief minister of Jharkhand, which came into existence on the 15th of November 2000. 15th of November 2000. So 15th of November 2000. Then Rajasthan's chief minister is what's his name? Ashok Gehlot. Andhra Pradesh, Y. Jaganmohan Reddy. Uttar Pradesh, Yogi Adityanath. Bihar, Nitish Kumar. Jharkhand was a part of Bihar. Yeah, Nitish Kumar. And by the way, this guy belongs to the Jharkhand Mukti Morcha, JMM, Jharkhand Mukti Morcha. The FAO has designated, what is FAO? Food and Agriculture Organization. The Food and Agriculture Organization has designated the year 2020 as the International Year of Plant Health. Okay. Plant health, not much to discuss here, but you could write FAO dash, you could write the full form, Food and Agriculture Organization dash, what is it? Food and Agriculture Organization dash Rome, R-O-M-E, Rome, R-O-M-E, Rome. Head office is in Rome. Dash. The chief is Ku Dongyu. Q-U. Q-U. Ku Dongyu. D-O-N-G-Y-U. Dongyu. He's from China. China. Ku Dongyu. Okay. That's it, I guess. India organized the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Joint Exercise on Urban Earthquake Search and Rescue in Delhi in November 2019. Which of the following is not a member of this SCO? We had taken this multiple times, my friends. Mongolia. And you know what? 8 members in SCO, 4 are here. India will be there because India organized. So 5th is India, 6th is Russia. 7th will be Kazakhstan, 8th will be Tajikistan. Okay? Yeah. So 2 stans are missing: Kazakhstan, Tajikistan, then Russia, India. 4 more missing. That's it. We discussed this quite. We took the name of the president of Mongolia also, Khalkmukin Batulga. Oh, we took it all the names of all of these guys. Where is the integrated Kartarpur corridor? Oh, we discussed this as well. Punjab, which technically Punjab to, it's in Pakistan. It's a road to Pakistan. Anything that you need to know? Ladakh's governor, lieutenant governor is Radha Krishna Mathur. Jammu and Kashmir is Girish Chandra Murmu. I got it right now. Girish Chandra Murmu. Panj is 5, Ab is water, the land of 5 waters. Waters in plural means river. Remember, body of water. So 5 words. India is building the Sabang port in. Where is Sabang? Sabang is here, my friends. Sabang is here at the top of the Sumatra province, Aceh, Sumatra. These are Indonesia. So to counter the Chinese, we are building this. Maybe in one of these sessions I'll bring in this notes, this stuff about this particular area. Yeah. When I discuss China, maybe I'll bring this in. Let me see if I can bring in China as a separate session, complete separate session of about 70, 80 minutes. Let me see. So ये है Sabang port, Indonesia में. India is building this port, and we know Myanmar. We had taken notes on Myanmar, but just right for Myanmar. Choice 1, Myanmar dash Naypyidaw. Capital is Nay. I repeat, Naypyidaw. Naypyidaw dash. The president's name is Win Mint. W-I-N Win space Mint. M-Y-I-N-T. Win Mint. The currency is Kyat. K-Y-A-T. I think we've taken notes on all of this, yeah. Brunei ke Raja hai, yeah. We have taken notes on Brunei's king's name. In the last class, I think we took Muda Hassan al-Wadullah Bolkiah, the king of Thailand, Mahavajira Longkorn. Maybe if necessary, I'll bring this back in, but not right now, not required. You see, this is all correct. This is Ajo area. I'll just bring this. Just 1 minute. This Vietnam here, Cambodia, Laos, this area was ruled by France for a long time. This area, Ajo area, Ipura, not Thailand, this area. Okay, this area was called Indochina. Why Indochina? See, Myanmar, this entire thing was Britain. Thailand was a no man's land. तो ये जो एरिया है इसको इंडो चाइना कहते हैं, because the religions, the culture and everything came from Buddhism, came through Buddhism and Hinduism, which came from India. So the India part, Indo part relates to the cultural part, and the China part relates to the racial stock. The racial people, the racial group of these people, they are Mongoloid. What are they? Mongoloid. 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 So Eastern Asians are called Mongolites. The racial group is Mongolite. So the China part is racial, the culture part is Indian. That's why Indo-China. That's how this area is called Indo-China. ये है Cambodia. Cambodia is named after the Brahmin prince Cambodia, and there is a place here called Angkor Wat, which is one of the world's oldest and one of the world's most, one of the largest, not oldest, one of the largest Hindu temple complexes in the world. The temple was built in between 1115 and 1145. That's about 900 years back, and it was built by Suryavarman II of the Khmer dynasty. It's there's a lot of joy in learning all of this. I hope you learn all that stuff. In which state has the Archaeological Survey of India discovered a trade center in the Gottiprolu of early historic period? Gottiprolu is in Nellore district of Andhra Pradesh. Nellore district. Nellore, Nellore district of Andhra Pradesh. This is in, choice 3, Andhra Pradesh. It's already mentioned, Andhra Pradesh. Okay. Not much to discuss. It's a little over 2000-year-old center, my friends. Aberdeen police station has been ranked as the best performing police station in the country. Where is it? It's in Andaman Nicobar Islands. Andaman Nicobar Islands, you could write this dash 8250 square kilometers, 8250 square kilometers, 8250 square kilometers, 8250 square kilometers, dash 572 islands, 572 islands, 572 islands, dash Lieutenant Governor, Lieutenant, Lieutenant Governor dash B.V. Joshi, Devendra Kumar Joshi, sorry, D.K. Joshi, I'm so sorry, D.K. Joshi, Devendra Kumar Joshi. चलते हैं आगे. Which country is the top supplier of crude oil to India? Iraq. You want to know? Here. I found this very interesting stuff here. You see this? This color is for this year. Okay, 2020. First 3 months. Quarter. Okay, first quarter. March 20. See this source. March 2020. It's not my English. It's million tons. It's all bad English. Yeah. But anyway, as long as the graph is working fair. You see this. Iraq, Saudi Arabia, Iran. Other AG is Arabian Gulf. What is it? Arabian Gulf. West Africa, South America, USA, others. You see this now. Earlier, Iraq used to supply 12, Saudi Arabia 11. That is last year, okay, 2019. Now it's 14. Iraq supplied 14% of India's oil needs. 14%. And Saudi Arabia has come down from 11 to 10%. Iran, this year we have imported nothing from Iran because of sanctions, my friends. Because of sanctions against Iran. Then see this. Kuwait, UAE, all these countries, other Arabian Gulf countries. West Africa, you have Nigeria, Angola. Kafi wahan se aata hai. Angola and Nigeria. Because of instability in Nigeria, things are going bad. You see this? Yeah. South America, Venezuela, things are bad. So we are getting some stuff from Brazil these days. Yes. And USA steadily rising. See this now 3%, which is good. Others, of course, there are a lot of other sources as well. But importantly, Iraq is number 1. Number 2 is Saudi Arabia. Number 3 is matter of dispute basically. So Iraq. Nice things to learn from a graph, my friends. Okay, I think we'll just move from something else. As per a World Bank definition, a upper middle class country is one with a gross national income per capita of yes. So by this definition, technically we are a lower middle income country, my friends. We are a lower middle income country, or what we call in some ways middle income country. What is it? Middle income country. In next class, that is tomorrow's session, I'm going to bring in World Bank. The first 15 minutes I'm going to discuss World Bank. World Bank and IMF, what do these companies, what do these organizations do? Okay, I'll bring in 15 to 30 minutes. I'm going to discuss these two organizations. What is the World Bank about and what is the IMF about? Fair? Cool. So, we're going to discuss economics as part of IMF and everything. Economics side. What is the name of NASA's mission that will explore Jupiter's 7 Trojan asteroids and an asteroid moon, Lucy? And I took this from NASA's website. I took this picture from NASA's website and I got actually वहाँ पे जिफ है, घूमता रहता है सर. यहाँ पे तो होगा नहीं है सर. तो लेकिन मैं आपको बताता हूँ what is a Trojan asteroid? You please write this. Trojan, Trojan, Trojan. Trojan. मैं आपको बताता हूँ क्या what is this? I will tell you, but first write. See, this is the sun, Mercury, Venus, yeah, Earth, Mars. Look at that. Yeah, they're not perfect. Elliptical. ये देखिए ये Jupiter है. Okay, ये Jupiter है. ये क्या है? But we'll see. This is Jupiter. ये रहा Jupiter. Okay, guys, right. Trojan, Trojan dash, remnant, REMNANT, REMNANTS, remnants of primordial, PRIMORDIAL, primordial material, MATERIAL, material that formed FORMED, formed outer planets, Jupiter, Saturn, ये जो होते हैं उनको outer planets बोलते हैं. Outer planets. Okay, next point. They orbit the sun. Trojans orbit the sun. Trojans orbit the sun. Orbit the sun into loose groups. Loose, LOOSE, loose groups. Into loose groups. Dash. One group leading ahead of Jupiter, and the other one trailing behind, and the other one trailing Jupiter. Third point. Lucy mission. Is named after Lucy the primitive woman dash. Her skeleton, the discovery of her skeleton dash, the discovery of her skeleton changed our understanding of human beings, of our species, of our species. SPECIES, species. Dash, the mission will be launched in October 2021. In October 2021. And we'll have a 8-year journey. And we'll have a 8-year journey. 8-year journey. So, these are things that are left over from those things that form Jupiter, Neptune and everything. You see this? This is Jupiter, it goes like this. These are Trojans. ये है first loose group. This is the other group. When you see this in a GIF, it moves like this, it keeps moving like that. It's an amazing thing. I'm fascinated by all these things. So I'm glad that our team made this question, and I could get a chance to discuss this. Lucy is also the name of a film, not just the name of a primitive skeleton, primitive woman skeleton, but it's also the name of a film starring Scarlett Johansson. Very good movie. It's about it's about how the human's capabilities, basically. It's a bit of a sci-fi movie. It's a sci-fi movie. How her powers change because certain neurons enter her body. Very good movie. Watch it. And Scarlett Johansson is a supermodel also and very good actress. Yeah. So she's there in the Marvel movies. Open market operations. We discuss OMOs are connected by the RMA to adjust the liquidity conditions in the market. Up and down interest rates change because of open market operations. Okay, we discussed this. We're not going to discuss this. Which of the following organizations compiles the consumer price index for industrial workers? Labor Bureau, Labor Bureau, and CSO calculates national income of India, GDP of India. CSO, choice 2, GDP of India. Okay, and Minister of Finance, of course. Who is the Minister of Finance? Nirmala Sitharaman. Sometimes things go like this. Nirmala Sitharaman. Minister of Commerce. Who heads the Ministry of Commerce? Piyush Goyal. M1 is considered the most liquid form of money supply. What does the word liquid mean? Liquid means something that could be converted into cash easily. So that's choice 3. Hey, these are easy terms here. International Day of Non-Violence is observed on Gandhiji's birthday. October 30 is Thrift Day. Thrift, THRIFT, right? THRIFT, Thrift Day. Thrift Day. International Thrift Day. Thrift means savings. Next, October 16th, World Food Day. World Food Day. World Food Day. October 31st, Rashtriya Ekta Divas. Rashtriya Ekta Divas. I think we discussed Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel's stuff. Yeah. Rashtriya Ekta Divas. Rashtriya Ekta Divas dash in celebration of birthday of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. In brackets, if you want to write when was he born and when did he pass away. 31st October 1875. 31st October 1875. And he passed away on 15th December 1950. 15th December 1950. 15th December 1950. October 12th, World Arthritis Day. World Arthritis Day. Arthritis. ARTHRITIS. World Arthritis Day. It's a disease, of the bones. Yeah. The RBI has recently notified to treat deposits of above dash as bulk deposit 2 crore. 2 crores. Yeah, it's there. Choice 3. 2 crores. Anything above 2 crore is a bulk deposit. What is the loan to value ratio? This is a very good question. You see this, you don't have to explain anything here. Amount approved as a percentage of the value of asset offered as security. So if the asset value, let's say market value of gold value, let's say this is gold. Okay. If this is gold and the value of this gold market value is, let's say, 1 lakh rupees. How much is given as loan typically is about 80%, 70 to 80%. So if it's 70%, 70,000 is given, it's 1 lakh rupees. This is 70,000 is given, 70% ratio. This is typically banks always keep a margin money because what if the price of gold or the asset goes down? They may suffer a loss, so they always lend below the market price of the asset, something that is offered as security or collateral. Okay. Capital adequacy ratio for banks is fixed as per the norms of the Basel Committee for Banking Supervision. Would you want notes on this? Please write. Right, I'll give you notes on this. Simple stuff, right? Capital adequacy ratio, underline that. First point. It denotes, CAR, denotes a bank's ability, bank's ability to pay liabilities, liabilities, and handle any risks, RAS case, any risks related to its business, normally operational risks. What if it runs out of money? Next, a higher CAR means, MEANS, means the bank has enough capital to absorb potential losses. Next, this will also lower the risk of the bank going bankrupt. Risk of the bank going bankrupt, 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 in brackets, in which case, going bankrupt, in brackets, in which case it would lose depositors' money. Depositors' money. Full stop. Under Basel 3, Roman numeral 3, comma, CAR is fixed at, no, not fixed at, is at 8%. So at least 8% of what? There is a weighted risk index, everything. It's too early basically for me to discuss this, but maybe it's if you want more on this, please leave feedback. I'll give you notes on CAR. It's about tier 1 capital, tier 2 capital, they are added, then risk weighted average is taken, how it's calculated. I can take you through an example also. I can put the entire example on the on the screen for you. But because I don't think they will ask you something like this. This is quite advanced stuff. Okay, how it's calculated is very advanced stuff. So in any case, it's like our SLR. What is it? It's like our SLR, our CRR, SLR, especially SLR. You know what is SLR? You could write this. Just leave one line space. Write SLR. Statutory liquidity ratio. Statutory liquidity ratio. Underline that. All commercial banks must keep must keep a certain percentage, certain certain percentage, percentage of their total time and demand liabilities, 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 in brackets deposits, in the form of highly liquid assets like gold and government bonds. Full stop. This is done primarily, or this is done to avoid in single inverted commas, you write, to avoid run on the bank, run on the bank, bank, in brackets, panic withdrawals, panic withdrawals, panic withdrawals, full stop. As of May 10th, 2020, May 11th, 2020. Oh, today is May 11th. Oh, as of May 11th, 2020. I will tell you something about May 11th, 2020, the SLR is 18%. Full stop. What it means is current CRR is 3%. To this, see, CRR is kept with RBI, but RBI says, hey bank, keep your money, 18% of whatever you have collected from the public in the form of gold, government securities. So in case there is a market crash and people come and withdraw in large numbers, you would need to have money to pay them. And how will you get money? A lot of your money will be lent to customers and everything. So it won't be, it won't come back immediately. So what you could do is, you could sell this gold, you could sell these government securities, convert them into cash immediately and pay off the depositors. This is how it is. Okay. Now, so the 18% is gone in the form of SLR. Yeah, 3% is CR, 21%. So 40% normally a bank keeps aside for its margins and other expenses and everything. Yeah, administrative expenses. So a bank barely lends about 30 to 35%. That's it. So आज है May 11th. We'll end the discussion with this. May 11th is India's National Technology Day. National Technology Day of India, May 11th. Why? Because I had told you this in the past. On this day, in 1998, India tested three nuclear bombs. India tested three nuclear bombs on May 11th, 1998. See, India has tested bombs, nuclear bombs, has carried out atomic tests on three occasions. 3 बार हमने atomic test किए. सबसे पहले हमने की थी May 18th, 1974. May 18th, 1974. First testing. Second testing, May 11th, 1998. May 11th, 1998. Third testing, third time, May 13th, 1998. 2 days after the second testing. May 13th, 1998. ठीक है? So all in 90, all in May, 24 years apart. That's how it works. So at the time, the Prime Minister in 98 was Atal Vajpayee, and he had declared that May 11th will henceforth be celebrated as National Technology Day. It's a reflection of India's technical might. Well, anyway, thanks for being here. I think this is the last question. Yeah, it does say thank you. Thanks for being here, guys. I hope you learned a few good things, and as usual, we took some notes on some here and there. But importantly, we discussed one major part of the world, what we call Persia and Saudi Arabian part, basically. Thanks for being here. Have a lot of fun. Stay curious, my friends.